Hi everyone and welcome into our ongoing series pertaining to D23 Expo 2022. We just finished up day 1 and now we're heading off to day 2 of D23 Expo 2022. If you are brand new to the channel, my name is Nate and welcome into Nate's GP Con videos, where I do convention videos from attending conventions to all the convention panels that I've attended to, plus the point of views of convention stuff that I've been through. Plus there's also other things about conventions from traveling over there and everything in between. If you love to see what I've got when it comes to attending conventions, might as well go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button to be notified of what other videos that I have coming up when it comes to convention videos. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into day 2 of D23 Expo 2022. Alright, day 2 of D23 Expo 2022 is here. Our Saturday badges are here. We're gonna get those to scan in. We got ourselves into our cosplays, and of course, we're ready to get ourselves into whatever D23 Expo has for the busiest day of con. I've always been saying this before, but Saturdays have always been the busiest days of con, considering that it is like the first day of the weekend, and that Saturdays that I've been attending to when it comes to conventions has always been the busiest. Like whatever, the fan anime has always been the busiest. Sac Anime, same thing. Crunchyroll Expo, also the same thing. So to say the least, I would imagine that D23 Expo will probably have the busiest people, the busiest crowds, everybody going into the convention, doing whatever it takes to get like all the exclusives or doing a lot of panels. They're all going to be there to say. So I know that I'm getting myself ready to see what the hell is going on there. But yeah, I mean, to say the least, for what I saw in day 2 of D23 Expo, it definitely does feel like it was the busiest day of con. We didn't actually get into our cosplays yet. I actually have to wake up at 6 in the morning to get myself into that virtual queue. And that virtual queue is actually really tough to get in. Like, it's really 6 in the morning, I wake up and I would just go into my app and I would just reload the app, considering that it just never wants me to like get in there. I'm like, I want to get into like Mickey's of Glendale, so I just continue to press the button, do all this and that. I did end up getting into the queue, but the thing is that the queue is like a long time, so I don't actually see myself actually getting into that store. That store is gonna get me there probably in the end of the day. So no matter what, I knew it was going to be the busiest day, considering that so many people want to go into Mickey's of Glendale. So it's like, okay, fine, I'll probably wait it out. If I were to go into that store, I have to actually hop out of that queue and actually jump into another queue, which will actually give me longer. So to say the least, I will not even get into that one. So the virtual queue is definitely the toughest thing to do. And 6 in the morning, I can't be able to actually get into that. So to say the least, it was really tough sledding. I have to bear with the fact that I've got to go into this virtual queue until 4 o'clock p.m., which kind of sucks considering that I can't go to another virtual queue for another store that I want to go to. So to say the least, the only store I'm going to go to that was planning to go to was Mickey's of Glendale, and yeah, that was not good, to say the least. Besides the fact that we missed out on the Marvel panel, we decided to wake up at a convenient time around 10 o'clock when the panel actually began, and we got ourselves ready. We're going to be cosplaying again, but this time we're going to be in our Owl House cosplays. I was cosplaying Rain Whispers. They are an amazing person, by the way. I kind of really am crossing my fingers that Rain is actually okay in season 3. Spoilers, by the way, for those who don't watch the Owl House, but yeah, really hope they are okay. Jessica was also cosplaying as Amity Blight. She's been cosplaying that for quite a while, so she's bringing it out and finally putting it into D23. She definitely does it really well when it comes to Amity. And Elmid is actually cosplaying Hunter. He did already cosplay Hunter in Fanime, but this time around he actually cosplayed as his regular garb, to say, when it comes to Hunter. So yeah, we're all cosplaying Owl House, and yeah, we started off the convention as always in our cosplays. So now here comes the walk to the convention center, and the thing is, well, it's actually a pretty sunny day, to say. There's still a lot of overcast when it comes to it, so I was kind of fearing that it's gonna rain again, but throughout the day of day 2, it actually wasn't that bad. The storm pretty much passed, and so far all of us have been pretty good, to say. I mean, the weather looks pretty fine. So far in the morning, it's been a grand day, to say, so I'm just hoping that doesn't get really worse from there. You really hope the rain doesn't come down like what happened on day 1. But we walked from the block from our hotel all the way into the Anaheim Convention Center. We've been noticing that the line has been getting really packed. Literally, the line goes off to the streets of Harbor Boulevard. So it's a pretty long line, and we really know that it's going to be a very long day for D23. It was very convenient, especially in our side of D23, where the security guards pretty much just was able to pass through everybody. Like, it really wasn't a big of a hassle. It was longer than day 1, but to say the least, it was still a manageable time. We were actually there around 15 to 30 minutes actually to get from where we started back at the Hilton and actually moved all the way to the front, get our bags checked, and also get ourselves some more free swag before we ended up going back into D23. And so begins it again. D23 Expo Day 2 has just begun for us in our Owl House cosplays. Let's see what Day 2 of D23 Expo has for us. Back at it again. D23 Ultimate Fan Event again, this time on the busiest day, Day 2.
Yes.
Let's see how this goes. We wanted to check out all the things that are happening at the exhibit hall. Now, we went to a couple of booths that went there yesterday. We went to the publishing booth, we went to the Twisted Wonderland booth, but there's a lot more stuff that is over there at the D23 exhibit hall. So we actually went through the left side of the exhibit hall. There was a lot of dealers that were there, like literal stores that sell Disney pins, Disney fan art, Disney backpacks, pretty much anything Disney to say. And there's even the Walt Disney World radio, which I thought was pretty cool. They had their own like recording studio literally right there, so we got ourselves some free stickers. We ended up seeing a Figment balloon, which by the way looked pretty epic. So if you don't know who Figment is pretty much the mascot of Epcot from Walt Disney World, and I believe he's going to be something huge coming up for Epcot. In Day 3, I will talk about more about the Disney parks that we're able to see, so I'll explain that more on Day 3. I would say that whole section on the left side was mostly all dealers. We do get to see the Funko area. We also get to see like a lot of other restaurants that are also there too. So to say the least, over there was more like dealers. It wasn't like big stands where it comes to Disney and stuff like that. So the first thing we wanted to go to was the Disney Animation booth. And the thing is that the Disney Animation booth doesn't really have much stuff to say. The way you want to get into Disney's animation, like free swag and stuff like that, you have to be in line to say. And what kind of sucks is that they always keep on capping the line. So it's like, okay, fine, I guess we'll have to wait until the line is not capped in order for us to actually get some free stuff. And then of course in the back, there also was a like a history of Disney animation. Considering that we're celebrating the 100th year of Disney, there's a lot of Disney animation things that are happening. You get to see all the animations that came from Walt Disney from 100 years ago to now. So you get to see Encanto stuff, you get to see Mickey Mouse stuff, and you also get to see like some portraits when it comes to Walt Disney and things like that. So 100 years of animated films from Walt Disney Animation, and no doubt about it, it's definitely a huge year for them. So congrats to Walt Disney Animation, because it definitely looked like a pretty cool stand. Next door actually is the Pixar booth. So we were just roaming around the booth and we saw a lot of the star balls that always like are been incorporated when it comes to Pixar, but they also do have the stands that comes to like the Disney Pixar films. Biggest Disney Pixar film that came out was Lightyear. To be fair, the movie was not that bad. I actually liked it. But obviously everybody wants to get a picture of Buzz Lightyear and the whole stand to say. Me, Jessica, and Omid, when it comes to the photo op, we wanted to actually take a photo of it. So we ended up getting a photo. It was pretty cool. And then I noticed that the photographer was actually having a bag of free stuff. So I said, what's in there? And they told me it's pins. So it's like, okay, yeah, give me a pin. The pin is pretty much this, by the way. It was a Starkman Buzz Lightyear pin. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll take it. It looks pretty cool, by the way. It's like makes you look like a Star Commander and all. There's just a lot of photo ops of Disney, Pixar. There wasn't really much when it comes to like big projects. I know there's a lot of projects that came out for Disney Pixar. There was a new animated series that's gonna come out for Disney Plus, and of course Inside Out 2 that got announced on day 1 of D23. So to say the least, a lot of big announcements when it comes to Pixar. Considering how that whole square was, Disney Animation overtook Disney Pixar. There's a Pixar stuff there, it's just that more Disney Animation stuff was on the other side. So 100 years makes sense. Let them have their chance to shine. And then literally right next door is the Disney Parks booth, and there's a lot of Disney Parks stuff that were out there. All the Disney parks are pretty much having a lot of brand new projects coming out. And what I've seen in the Disney parks at the moment is the fact that, you know, it's just the same old Disney parks that I know from Disneyland. The only thing that's brand new for me was Star Wars Galaxy Bay and Adventures Campus over at California Adventure. There's a lot of stuff that I will announce on day 3 of the D23 vlog series. So let's actually just start off with what we saw at the Disney Parks booth. And so far, it's just been a couple of things. We saw a lot of statues of stuff that were in other Disney parks, from Shanghai Disneyland to Hong Kong Disneyland to Tokyo Disney Sea to Tokyo Disneyland and Disneyland Paris. So to say the least, all those projects are there. And then when we move to the end of the booth, we actually do get to see some sort of puppeteer thing going on here. And it actually is a promotion to Shanghai Disneyland, as they are actually making a Zootopia land. So I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool that you see a lot of like these puppets just acting out and they're all saying something about it. This tells me that Zootopia is going to be a big IP franchise that's going to be coming into the Disney park, so that's pretty cool. Literally right next to that little charade there was a whole booth of pictures, and this is actually for Tokyo Disney Sea. And Tokyo Disney Sea is going to have a brand new land called Fantasy Springs, and holy crap, that looks pretty amazing. From what I saw from the pictures, we're going to have a Frozen land in there, we're going to have a Pinocchio land, we're going to have a lot of fantasy stuff that you can see in Fantasyland actually going to be there at Tokyo Disney Sea, so it's going to look pretty epic from the way I'm seeing it. It's kind of fortunate that we don't get to see it until 2023, but a lot of awesome stuff there for sure. So far from what I'm seeing is that we're going to have a brand new ride over at Mickey's Toontown. That's the reason why Mickey's Toontown is currently closed in Disneyland. They are making ways for Mickey's Runaway Railway, which came out in Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida. It's now coming over at Disneyland's Disney Park. And so far, it's been, I guess, good to say. From the way I'm seeing the pictures, it looks really nice. The whole land is going to change, by the way. The thing is that there are some things that are going to be changed around. I know Goofy's boat, Donald's boat is going to change a little bit. Goofy's Playhouse is going to change a little bit. Mickey and Minnie's house is still going to be there. Same with Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. That's also still going to be there too. So to say the least, the whole railway is going to have, I believe it's going to be close to the Roger Rabbit cartoon spin. A lot of changes when it comes to Mickey's Toontown, but I know that they're just going to be putting up a really brand new land to say. Literally right behind that, by the way, is the concept art when it comes to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. With Tiana's Bayou Adventure is a brand new ride that's going to take place of Splash Mountain. From the pictures and all the models that we've seen, it looks pretty amazing. They're going to have brand new lights when it comes to the Bayou Adventure. Plus, there's also a brand new restaurant that's going to be really close to where Splash Mountain is. So, this, like I said, a lot of changes happening for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I can't wait to see how this ride is going to go.
Disneyland, the Splash Mountain.
And of course, we also do get to see a brand new statue when it comes to the Magic Kingdom. Yes, we actually do get to see Walt Disney himself. Yeah, so there's this brand new statue that popped up, and that's going to be into the brand new Walt Disney World. Yeah, we took a picture of it, and we don't know where it's going to be. I believe it's going to be in Magic Kingdom. It's going to probably replace the whole stand that's in front of Cinderella's castle. But yeah, a lot of big changes there. Then there's also this one side where then there's Imagineering stuff. There was this one display of a person who was like showcasing how Harmonious works when it comes to the fireworks show at Epcot. There was also like models of how Spider-Man was made. You know, the Spider-Man swinging feature that came in the Disney's California Adventure. There's also a lot of like concept pictures when it comes to the brand new hotels that are be coming over at Disney's California Adventure. Well, they're gonna be changed into Disney's Pixar hotels, so get ready for that for those who are interested going into those Disney hotels for sure. And then last but not least, they actually do talk about the Disney Cruise Line. They talked about the brand new ship that's coming out called Disney Treasure, and how spacious it is and everything in there. So it's weird how you want to go into a Disney Cruise Line, and the thing is that you will get entertained with whatever's in there, from water slides to parties to all the fine cuisine that happens in a Disney cruise. So the Disney Cruise Line looks to be pretty epic. I really can't wait to see how this goes. But to say the least, that booth there was absolutely amazing. Just to see all of the amazing stuff that's going to be happening over for the Disney parks. And FYI, there's just only a small bit of what was going to be announced on day 3. The booth gave us a little bit of a preview, but there was a lot more that was announced over at the panel. So we'll talk more about that in the next video. We're back here at D23 at the moment. We're around the Talent Pass area. Apparently I don't have the autograph, I don't have the pass to actually go and get autographs.
Yeah, I mean,
or even to meet up with them, because those Ravens home people, which I would love to meet up with, Raven Simone and everyone. But yeah, let's go walk around for a little bit. Besides going to those booths, we actually do check out whatever was going around in the exhibit hall. And what I've been noticing is the fact that there's a lot of character standees. And those are just pretty much photo ops for people that want to take photos of, you know, favorite characters when it comes to Disney Pixar films. I know that there's a Frozen one that me and Jessica were able to take a photo of. I know there was a Wreck-It Ralph one that was literally in the middle of the hallway. There's also a Baymax picture op that was there too. I remember we also did take a picture of the Encanto that's right in front of the Disney animation booth, and took a picture of that. That looked pretty cool. But if you're into like your favorite characters when it comes to Disney. You can take a photo op with them. That was pretty nice to say when it comes to the photo ops of those characters. So we decided to just walk around and check out what other booths they had available. And this is where we actually go into the back of the hall, and there wasn't really much happening over there. There was like cafes and stuff, but I believe what intrigued us, or what lured us into this booth, was the Tameron Hall Live with Ryan and Kelly booth. So that one, I was like, okay, we didn't ask to actually go into this. It's just these staffers were like, hey, do you want some free swag? Why don't you come into this booth? Okay, and they're like, okay, sure, why not? So the first thing is we gotta go to the Tameron Hall one. And what they wanted us to do was just, we're in our cosplays, by the way. We're in our Owl House cosplay. We got Rain, Amity, and Hunter, literally just all here. And what they wanted us to do was just pretty much say hi for like 4 or 5 seconds. We didn't actually know it was gonna turn out into this video.
Welcome back to the Tameron Hall Show. Our next guest is someone very special to me. I want you to meet one of the beautiful people from our Tam fam. Say hi to the audience. We couldn't make this show happen without you, our Tam fam. So thank you so much for being with me today. I love you.
I didn't know it was going to be part of the Tameron Hall show. I don't even watch Tameron Hall. Sorry. Kelly and Ryan, they actually do have a booth, and the thing is that what they wanted me to do was obviously just sit down and just look like in this direction. So I did that. The picture here was just me just staring at them just blatantly. You just put a caption there and just say like, oh yeah, Boiling Alice sucks. Boiling Alice is in trouble right now. Ryan, Kelly, this isn't anything to smile about, okay? Yeah, Owl House fans should know about this. Okay, and then last but not least, of course, we want to get the free swag. And it's not guaranteed free swag. We actually have to just be lucky and scan our badge, and hopefully we end up getting whatever the free prize is. So I did do that, scanned my badge, and I actually did end up winning the prize. So I was actually pretty happy. I was wondering what the heck was this. And it actually is a mug, and it's like, what mug do you want? Do you want Kelly and Ryan, or do you want Tameron Hall? I told him I don't watch Tameron Hall. It actually does look like the show's Kelly and Ryan's mug. I don't know, I mean, it is pretty like legit from the way I see it, so I guess I'll get a new mug for my collection to say, hey, I'm actually part of the Kelly and Ryan show, yay. And then we went back into the Disney bundle booth. Now, I told you guys before that we only went to the Disney Plus bundle area. The thing is that there's also Hulu and ESPN Plus. Fortunately, throughout this whole day, I wasn't able to actually go to the Hulu booth. I think there was actually more free swag over there. We also did go to the ESPN Plus booth. I mean, me and Omid are sports fans. Jessica's not. So me and Omid wanted to check out whatever the sports stuff they have. They were just promoting a lot of brand new shows. ESPN Plus also has a lot of shows that were coming out from the 30 for 30 documentaries. The games that were also coming out as well. You got La Liga games over there. You also got the PGA tours. You also do have a lot of soccer, and when it comes to hockey, and also hockey games as well. So when you see that whole booth, you get to see a lot of the jerseys that were signed. You also get to see like the NBA on ESPN. So you have to get to see like these autographed basketballs and autographed stuff, which is pretty cool. I think the one thing that kind of intrigued me was the fact that we actually got to see the college football playoff trophy literally right there. So I was like, okay, who's gonna win that? And I'm like, please not be Bama. I swear to God, like Alabama keeps on winning that all the time. Like, please, just no, stop it. Can somebody else do it? Then the other thing too is that there's also was free swag over the ESPN Plus booth, where if you take a picture in front of the cameras that were right in front, because it looked like from the way I'm seeing it, we all had to do was to take a picture in front of a table, and the table was going to be like a broadcast booth to say. So we did that, took a picture. Me and Omi just ended up doing like some pictures of that. I put a caption saying like, we're gonna talk about the Tuck Rule, which was the 2001 game of the Raiders and Patriots, where the Patriots won. Raiders got snubbed. You could look at that in the 30 for 30 library. Okay, so to say the least, the ESPN Plus booth, I thought that was actually pretty cool. It was legit, looked pretty nice. Your free swag sucks, by the way. I mean, really? Just a string bag that says ESPN Plus? Do we have anything inside? No, we don't. Okay, well, that was a waste of time. So, yeah, ESPN Plus booth, besides the whole trophies that you were able to see, it wasn't just the college football playoff trophy. There was actually a lot of other trophies, like the US Open trophy for all golfers. There even was the FedEx Cup for the winner who wins the FedEx Cup. It's also a golf trophy, so I don't know what. It feels like ESPN is going to be going into golf more often now. So it was already around noon at D23 Expo, and me, Jessica, and Omi decided to check out the food trucks that was actually in front of the convention. And there was actually a lot of variety when it comes to the food trucks. And FYI, these are all Anaheim cuisines, or like local SoCal food places, and they all look good to say. And Jessica already told me about this before, but this has always been a thing where food trucks literally just line up the front of D23 and you just pretty much eat lunch from there. Then I'm like, which one do I pick? Do I want pizza? Do I want burgers? Do I want sandwiches? Do I want some gyros? But I decided to actually just get up some Mexican food and check out what that is. So me and Omid actually visited this Mexican place. I got a quesadilla, Omid got a burrito, and to say the least, the food over there wasn't that bad. Omid is currently eating a burrito. How was that burrito? But besides that, how was that?
Really good stuff, back.
Yeah, I we're like halfway towards my taco, but to be fair, for a $16 meal, it's actually not bad. You know, with some meats and some salsa and all that.
It's very filling though.
Yeah. Not bad. The meat is pretty good actually for this taco.
And then with the chips, it actually helped out.
And also what's kind of crazy is the fact that there was actually a Star Wars gathering right in front of us, so we were able to actually check out the Star Wars cosplayers out there, which looked pretty cool. It's cool that they actually have gatherings, but the only thing about those gatherings is that they're only in the front of the fountains, to say. I plan to actually head over to a Hall D23 panel, and this panel is going to be about Disney Branded Television, and it's apparently a musical, to say. So I'm coming in with a musical-esque sort of thing that's going to be going on, plus the big announcement when it comes to Disney Branded Television. And this comes in a way for like all kinds of Disney media, to say. They have Disney Plus shows, they have Disney Plus movies, they have Disney Junior stuff, and of course the Disney Channel stuff, which obviously if you don't know what we're doing, I'm cosplaying Owl House. I cosplayed Amphibia yesterday. I want to see if there's going to be any Disney TVA projects that are going to be announced at this panel. So here's the thing, Omid already has a ticket, and luckily he was able to actually get a spot for me. It was actually kind of in the left wing of Hall D23, but any seat counts because I kind of want to be there to see what the big announcements are going to be. When I was done talking to my friend, you know, catching up with him and everything, I walked back to D23 and I need to figure out where Hall D23 is, because like you see the whole front of D23 Expo, but you don't actually know where Hall D23 is. Is it in the right side? Is it on the left side? Right side's premiere stage, we know that, but where's Hall D23? It obviously should be in the left side, and I didn't know the walk to Hall D23 was going to be a long one. Like, okay, cool, I went into the front, now I need to go to the left side where's the entrance. So it's a lot of like navigation to go through. And then I went to the front, I asked him like, I'm here for the standby queue. Then he just made me go through. So it's like, okay, cool. The standby queue and pretty much the whole entire line when it comes to going into Hall D23, it's all underneath that stage. Like Hall D23 is right above, and you also get to see the whole standby queue literally right below it. Found Omid, and he was able to give me the wristband. So I was able to actually just stay there over in the line. Oh, sorry. Hunter.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Thank you for that.
Yeah, man. I shall be off to the marketplace before, you know.
I guess, yeah.
I gotta be there before the designated time, man.
Okay, well, thank you very much for holding my spot, I guess.
That's the least I could do, man. Least I could do.
All right, thanks. Now, here's the thing. The panel doesn't start till 3. I was there at 1. So I had 2 hours to kill. And for real, I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be on my phone. I don't have video games with me. I also checked out the other people. The other people are also doing some random stuff. But what's kind of great when it comes to waiting the standby queue is that you get to meet a lot of awesome people. There are people who are actually pin trading, and I asked them, can I also pin trade with you? They will not trade with me, unfortunately, because I didn't have all my pins. So I actually went to the people that are right in front of me, and I talked to them, and I'm like, oh, cool, you guys are from Utah. Oh, you guys are from out of state, to say. Kind of great to conversate with them and make new friends. They're all into Disney. It was obviously a couple of hours that I have to wait for, so I need to obviously get myself entertained. You're literally just going to be standing down in that standby queue, just waiting until the time comes where you can actually go into Hall D23. So literally just like standing by, sitting down, you know, on my phone sometimes, and then obviously conversate with a couple other people as well. To say the least, I made a lot of friends that day, so I was happy to just actually stand in the standby queue. Yeah, it did take a while for me to actually wait, but the heck, there's so many people that actually are into Disney as well, so why not talk to them and talk about your experience when it comes to Disney? Because these people that I talked to were like 40, 50 years old, so they have more Disney experience more than me. and they explained a lot when it comes to like the Disney parks, the Disney shows that they watch. And then of course I was in a generation that actually was born around like mid 90s, so I could talk about Recess, I could talk about Kim Possible, and FYI they don't know it, so it's like, okay, well, I mean, this is my generation, what can I say? It was just great to just be in the standby queue. Even if I just had to wait for so long, I was able to at least make some connections waiting in that standby queue. After 2 hours, I actually was able to go into Hall D23. Let the party begin. Let's actually talk about what happened at the Disney Branded television panel.
Mix. Chicks. It's chicks. Oh, we're prepping time.
Sick. I be like, show you right, paparazzi taking pics.
Got in, baby. Disney television, let's go.
According to what the program says, it says it's going to be an epic entertainment showcase, the musical, the extravaganza. So I know this is Disney Branded television, so I'm assuming that there's going to be some musical stuff here and there. So it all begins actually with the Muppets Mayhem. You also get to see like all the Muppets that were there. So Muppets Mayhem, that's a new Disney Plus show coming soon. So if you're a huge Muppets fan, go check that out. It looks to be like a whole band experience, so I can't wait to see how that is. First thing that came out, High School Musical. High School Musical, the series. That's a brand new show. The season 3 is coming out. And what's kind of epic was the fact that they were all performing. All the actors and actresses were all performing all together, and they were all singing the songs from High School Musical. They sang the High School Musical song, High School Musical, Today We Never Let It Go, you know that song. So it was cool to actually start it off like that, where you actually get to see the High School Musical series cast come in and perform for you. So it gets you all lifted up to check out what's going to be happening in the Disney Branded television panel that's going to be happening here. The first thing that got introduced were the hosts of this panel, and it was Raven Simone from Raven's Home on That's So Raven, and also Lily Singh, a famous Canadian YouTuber. So they were there to pretty much make all the announcements that comes out for Disney Plus, Disney Junior, and Disney Channel. The first people that actually come out were people that were talking about this brand new Disney Plus series called American Born Chinese. The one person that actually stood out for me was the actress Michelle Yeoh. And I've already known Michelle Yeoh from all the movies that she's been voicing and even acting in. And obviously the most recent one that she acted on was it Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie was absolutely epic, amazing, by the way. It's just awesome to see her actually be a part of this show. I see the staff, I see the cast, and she's a part of the cast, but I would imagine she's also behind the scenes of this as well. So she does talk about what American Born Chinese is all about, this whole comic book series that's about to become a TV series for Disney Plus. It looks pretty epic from the way I saw the trailer, so I can't wait to see how this all goes to be. American Born Chinese is coming out on Disney Plus maybe next year, but they don't have a release set date as of yet. It is going to be a pretty epic show, so go ahead and check it out when it comes out on Disney Plus. Then after that, we also talk about National Treasure: Edge of History, and actress Catherine Zeta-Jones was actually there to actually talk about it, considering that she's actually a director of this, apparently. I don't know, she's behind the scenes of it somehow. I don't know if she's a producer or anything like that, but she is in, she does talk about National Treasure: Edge of History. We do get to see the actors and actresses when it comes to this brand new TV series. I'm gonna have some bad news for those who are fans of National Treasure. Nicolas Cage is not in this, apparently. Maybe he is, but I might be wrong. I don't know, because the thing is that there's just these kids that are going to be like looking around looking for treasure and stuff like that, but obviously there are also bad guys that also want to look for this treasure as well. So this National Treasure series looks to be epic. I mean, there's a lot of like suspense that comes to it, like who knows what's gonna happen when it comes to this series, but I know that this looks to be pretty cool to say. It all comes out in December 2022. I got no words to say about what's going to be happening to it. This series looks to be interesting. I don't know, I might get my eyes peeled on it. We'll see. And then after that, there's also Percy Jackson and the Olympiad. So if you're a fan of Percy Jackson, they finally have the rights for actually making a brand new TV series for it. And yeah, the Percy Jackson movies was kind of a hit or miss to say. From the trailer that I saw, it looked to be okay, but at the moment, it's still currently in production. They don't have a release date as of yet. Not a big fan of Percy Jackson, but for those who are, definitely want to check it out. Looks to be pretty promising. And then we also get to see the announcement of the Santa Clauses. So I thought the Santa Claus movies were all over, but there actually was going to be a brand new Disney Plus TV series talking about Santa Clauses. So we get to see all these people who are going to be actors and actresses when it comes to the show. And of course, we also get to see the man in the red hat. That's right, I'm talking about Tim Allen. Yes, the man named Tim Allen. He was Buzz Lightyear. He was also in Home Improvement. So, to say the least, we're talking about a very epic actor that was here. And no doubt about it, when he came out to talk about this brand new show, everybody was like thrilled. Like, we were like, oh my god, it's Tim Allen. We were all cheering. We were all happy for him because I don't think we actually saw him in another movie or TV show as of yet. But yeah, Tim Allen's there, so yeah. So he talked about it a little bit. Obviously, he loves to don back the Santa Claus outfit. And you also get to see the trailer of the Santa Clauses. And the trailer looked pretty promising. It's only 30 seconds long, but there was already a star that kind of made me feel iffy about the show now. Can't believe Peyton Manning's in the show. I swear to God, like, he's in everything now. I don't know why. He had his own show on ESPN. I'm like, dude, Peyton, can you do something else? I thought you're retired, or you're just going to be doing a lot of TV advertisements and TV shows, I guess. But I guess he's now a star. So him being in this movie is kind of interesting. Apparently, he's supposed to be like the next Santa Claus. And I'm like, no. There's actually a joke in this, which I thought was actually pretty funny.
Anyhow, thanks so much.
I sing, by the way.
No, Brady can sing.
Yeah, I'm a huge Brady fan. What can you say? So yeah, Santa Claus comes out December 2022. So if you're a big fan of some Christmas movies or Christmas TV shows, go ahead and check that out. And then right after that, there's a really awesome animated show that I was happy that they actually brought it back. The first season came out already on Disney Plus. It looks amazing. Second season now coming out in February 2023. Talk about the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. I was in that age group where I grew up with the Proud Family, watched it back in 2001 with Kim Possible, so this was familiar territory for me. Seeing Penny Proud, Trude, Oscar, and everybody from the Proud Family was just awesome. So, you know, seeing them again, especially in the show, it just feels like it's more unhinged. Like, there's no restrictions anymore. They're like young adults now. So this looks to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see what season 2 has. Season 1 already was pretty great from the way it ended and all. Season 2 looks to be pretty promising, especially with the trailer that also came out as well. They show a lot of stuff when it comes to like justice and everything, so I can't wait to see what they would do when it comes to like big issues like that. So Proud Family season 2 looks to be good. Hopefully it does look good. We'll see. All right, there's also a big announcement for Elton John fans. Elton John's LA concert will be live on Disney Plus, so if you're into Elton John, go ahead and check it out. You don't need to get a ticket then if that's the case. You'll be there on Disney Plus instead. After that announcement, there was a lot of roller skaters that came in, and this is another musical act, by the way, where they all performed to this song, and I looked at the screens and I'm like, wait, this is girl like also skating as well. Then also the logo came out as well. If I'm talking about roller skating and superheroes, I'm talking about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. So the cast would come out, the director would come out, and of course we also get to see like who they are, who the voice actors are and everything. They're really excited to see what it's all about. We also get to see the trailer for it. It looks pretty epic. We get to see like how she lives a normal life, plus the fact that he also is a superhero in New York City. Just kind of reminds me a whole lot of Spider-Verse to say. So it looked really nice. I can't wait to see how this goes because again, you're looking at the smartest girl in the school. She opens a portal, a dinosaur comes out, and now there's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and I'm like, this is kind of like Spider-Verse. But this looks to be epic, and I can't wait for this show to come out. It comes out in February 2023 on Disney Channel, by the way, not on Disney Plus, but it will come on Disney Plus later on as the series progresses. And then there's also the introduction to the docuseries that are also coming out on Disney Plus. The first one that came out was Growing Up, and what's kind of crazy is the fact that Brie Larson literally came out. Yes, the actress who played Captain Marvel, she's there to actually announce Growing Up. Now, Growing Up is a Disney Plus series that already came out during Disney Plus Day, but from the first couple episodes I saw, it was kind of pretty striking, considering how these young high schoolers have such influence when it comes to growing up. And it all is started with Brie Larson, because in the beginning you get to hear Brie Larson talk about it. I watched a couple episodes, by the way, and it looked pretty nice to say. It is pretty cool to see how these like young adults ended up becoming such great people from what they've done back in high school to say. I'm still watching more of the show, but this docuseries is pretty interesting. I probably will watch more of it, but Brie Larson did a really good job when it comes to this series. So just seeing Brie Larson first off was just awesome. But at the same time, the Growing Up docuseries is not bad. I can't wait to watch more of it for sure. Then the Detroit Youth Choir actually did come out. If you don't know about the Detroit Youth Choir, they performed at America's Got Talent a couple years ago. They didn't end up getting the Las Vegas treatment, unfortunately, or the $1 million. But their story was actually pretty like groundbreaking. From a suburban town to becoming one of the biggest like choirs out there, from all the dance moves to the singing and all this kind of stuff. And what's kind of epic is the fact they performed in front of the stage as well. So this docu-series called Choir is coming out pretty soon, but from the way that the performance is, we were in for a big treat, seeing what America's Got Talent just missed out on. And no doubt, I can't wait to see how this docu-series goes. It is coming out real soon on Disney Plus, so can't wait to see that for sure. Then we actually go into the Disney Junior section of the panel where they talk about the Disney Junior stuff coming out. All I know is that they have a brand new Star Wars series coming out. That's for kids, I would imagine. Like, a lot of kids are definitely going to be into that for sure. And then the end of it, we also get to see John Stamos appear. I'm like, oh god, John Stamos. Hey, it's Uncle Jesse from Full House. So he talks about his roles when it comes to the Disney Plus shows. He is in that brand new show called The Big Shot. And then it did get a little bit emotional, by the way. So if you didn't know from last year, Bob Saget passed away. Knowing the fact that John Stamos and Bob Saget were very close even after Full House ended, it really was emotional, the fact that John Stamos literally talked about his lost friend. We saw a lot of pictures of him and Bob together. It definitely felt like a really amazing brotherly moment that they had together. So it did get quite emotional up there. I mean, I even saw John Stamos even cry a little bit there. I mean, how could you not, considering how he was so influential when it came to being, you know, Danny Tanner, for example. So it all started just from Full House, but ever since Full House ended, it still ended up becoming like a brotherly love between the two of them. Yeah, that was just a really sad moment to go through. I mean, I feel for John Stamos, especially talking up there, but you know what? He was still fought it like a man and was able to actually give out his speech. So rest in peace to Bob Saget, but no doubt about it, definitely was an emotional time up there. We needed that for sure. Then after that, it's Disney Channel's time to actually make some announcements. So here we go when it comes to Disney Channel and their big announcements coming out. First off, Descendants. So we're thinking Descendants 3 is going to end, considering like all the people that were there in Descendants were pretty much over. I mean, what are you going to do with Cameron Boyce, considering that he passed away too? It's so weird, considering that even after we thought Descendants 3 was going to be the end of Descendants, that is not the case. We're going to have a 4. That is correct. We're going to have a Descendants 4. From the way I'm seeing it, Descendants 4 looks to not actually feature the cast with Mal as the leader. It actually was the octopus lady. Sorry, I haven't watched the show, but it actually featured China Anne McClain and a couple other actresses that were also there too. And to be fair, they're currently in the works with it. They're already doing some acting roles here and there, but they actually were emotional up there as well. Like, I don't know what China Anne McClain said, but she said that to the actresses, "You're doing a really amazing job. Thank you for landing the role," etc., etc. And they were all tearing up, and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be good. I feel like this Descendants movie is going to be pretty interesting. But look, I'm not a fan of Descendants. I haven't watched it, so for those who watch Descendants, hey, this is for you. There is a brand new movie coming out for Disney Channel. We don't know when, probably end of 2023, 2024. No announcement date yet, but it is in the works. Descendants 4 is coming to Disney Channel soon. And then Raven-Symoné comes back out again and actually talk about her show, Raven's Home. And apparently, according to her, they have been greenlit for season 6. And the people that were there, you know, on stage that were hearing the announcement, they were just pretty much the actors and actresses that were there. And they were just like celebrating the fact that they're gonna have a brand new season. So yeah, season 6 of Raven's Home is coming out. And to be fair, it kind of feels like That's So Raven to say, considering that there's some actors and actresses from That's So Raven coming back to the show. I mean, you have Adrienne Bellon, rival girl from Raven. Yeah, she's back. You also get Anneliese van der Pol, who was Chelsea. She's back. She was back in the first couple seasons of Raven's Home, but according to what I've been seeing, she's coming back for season 6 too. So it's like, okay, we're looking for a big reunion. I would be okay with the fact that we're having a lot of That's So Raven cast coming back for Raven's Home. So you get the new sense of flair when it comes to the show, and you also get to see the nostalgia when it comes to the show as well. So I really would love to watch Raven's Home. I need to watch more of it because it just gets you back to the past of what That's So Raven was. So congrats to That's So Raven. At the end of the announcement, the Raven's Home cast left, but Raven still had to go on stage because she is hosting. She did end up getting a call. She picked up the phone, and apparently it's Cricket Green. So Big City Green's announcements, right? I'm looking at that. I was like, wait, Big City Green, right? Are we looking for the Big City Green movie? Are we looking for season 3, season 4 of Big City Greens? Unfortunately, nothing. We didn't get anything. It was just pretty much the whole same skit that Cricket did to Raven back in the commercial. So it's like the Random Rings commercial is pretty much aired, and then Raven is pretty much there just to talk about it. I'm like, okay, fine.
boy, and they're changing the name of the show to Cricket's Home.
You're not my agent, and what is it that you're trying to do? A British accent?
I totally got you, Raven. It was me, Cricket, the whole time.
Yeah, Cricket, yeah, you totally got me, baby. You totally got me. Listen, I'm at D23, okay? I need to get back to this presentation, so...
Wait, Raven, since I've got a big celebrity like yourself on the phone, how do I get a TV show like you?
I don't know, Cricket. Hey, do you have any talents?
Of course I do, Raven. What, I'm so good at wrestling my big Herbert? I tried to film it on my phone, but I can't figure out the camera on this thing.
Alright, I gotta go.
Hey, keep in mind if you ever need a rising star. I do a great British accent.
No, you don't. Okay, bye, Cricket.
Cheerio, Raven. I'm British.
But no announcements of Big City Greens, unfortunately. So no announcements when it comes to Big City. That was it for the Big City part, but then another phone call came in for Raven. She picked up the phone, and behind them was Swampy Marsh and Dan Povenmire. This tells me, uh-oh, Hamster and Girl news? That's not the case, actually. There was actually a performance with Dan Povenmire and Swampy Marsh. They're both rapping to anything Disney television.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I'm on stage now with a mic in my hand. I've got Swampy here beside me.
What?
Swampy's here beside me. I got Swampy here beside me. He's about to go off.
Disney Channel is the bomb.com. Tell your mom you got to see these shows.
No, but please remain calm.
Bunch, it's a show set in Camp Kikiwaka.
And if you haven't seen it, you've been living under a rock.
It's in the wilderness, so it can get a little messy.
And if these kids look familiar, it's a spin-off of Jesse. But maybe you're in the mood for spookier things. You gotta check out The Secrets of Sulphur Springs.
They're all living in a hotel that might be haunted. It's a mystery, but they remain untold.
You want nostalgia? We got what you're craving.
Raven's Hope is a revival of that soul raven.
What's up now, guys? We got a show for you.
Just tune into the villains of Valley View.
Disney Channel's got it all. Yeah, we're on top of the ball, and you're gonna hear us coming from down the hall. We got Phineas and Ferb.
We got Big City Green.
And Hamster and Girl's gonna light up your streets.
And if that's not enough, if you still want more, coming up we got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh yeah, what's the thing we gotta have that Disney Fox?
Disney Branded Television. Watch all these shows because they're really deserving.
And we're on the channel too, so it's a little self-serving.
Word.
And then a couple of other big announcements also came out. Under Wraps 2, that already came out for Halloween. So if you're into Under Wraps, there's apparently a sequel. Prom Pact is a brand new movie that also got announced. We did get to see the star from Zombies, Milo Manningham. And we also get to see the star from Doogie Kamahola MD, Peyton Elizabeth Lee. So they were both out there on the stage just to announce Prom Pact. And to be fair, they only just gave us one 1 minute clip. But it was actually cool just to see them sing Believer by Imagine Dragons. It's not my kind of thing. Prom Pact looks to be more of a high school thing, so if you're into that, get into that. That's awesome for you. I know a lot of fans are definitely into Milo Manningham, considering the fact that he's the star of Zombies. And that's where it ended, by the way. So the end of the panel was pretty much a Zombies 3 performance where we get to see Milo and the rest of the cast perform Zombies 3 songs. And yeah, Zombies is there. Hey, what's up? I don't watch the movie, so I don't know. And that was pretty much it. The whole panel pretty much ended with the Zombies 3 performance, and that's all. So, say the least, so much big announcements that came out of this Hall D23 panel, but so much stuff that got announced, and I was like, yo, I'm happy about this. I can't wait to see some of the stuff that's gonna be happening on Disney Plus. Disney Channel, kind of a little bit disappointing, but I'm just happy with the fact that there's a brand new Descendants movie, and there's also is Raven's Home that's also new. So if anything, there's a lot of good stuff coming for Disney Plus coming in 2023 and 2024. So if you have Disney Plus, you're in for a lot of stuff when it comes to original series. All right, well, we just finished up that panel over at Hall D23, which was all pretty much Disney television. They have a lot of awesome stuff for Disney Plus, Disney's Junior, and Disney Channel.
what was your most exciting part over there at the Disney panel?
Of course, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Like, I've been hyped for that show, like, ever since I saw its first promo and seeing more information about it. I'm just like, okay, that's a show I'm getting myself into. Oh, and also Cricket's phone call with Raven.
Oh, that was okay. Well, that was like given because it was already a clip.
It's still something Big City Greens related, so I'll definitely take
Dude,
it.
Dad Poppenmeyer and Swampy Marsh. At least they're back and actually rapping.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do it over here. Do it over here. At least they're actually rapping.
Mac Doofenshmirtz. Or Dr. Doof.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah. No, but like, I'm just saying, like, Mac Dre, you could call him out Mac Doof or Mac Dre.
Dude, I really hope they actually collaborate again. Dan Poppenmeyer is the only one working on Hamster and Gretel, but you already know that the team of Phineas and Ferb is like there in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, and then Disney Plus stuff has a lot of good things. National Treasure. I like to see that.
I want to see a Nick
Percy
Cage
Jackson
cameo
too.
from there.
Percy Jackson too. That one's actually the one that we were looking for.
Yeah, like, I've never read or watched any of Percy Jackson, but to the fans who love Percy Jackson, there you go, there's your food.
Exactly. Unfortunately, no Owl House, no Ghost of Molly McGee, no Big City Greens news, unfortunately.
No Owl House Season 3? Come on, we were wrong.
I mean, they're not giving us anything, so what can we do? And that's pretty much it from that panel. That's amazing, by the way. I hope I can do more panels coming up, like, what was it? The Disney Parks panel, which is tomorrow. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. That's awesome. We have one more thing to do. We're going to be at Mickey's of Glendale doing one more shopping trip before we end the night here at D23 Day 2.
After the panel, though, it is time for me to actually check out the Mickey's of Glendale booth. It's already around 5:30, so yeah, I decided to actually finally check out the Mickey's of Glendale booth and actually checked out whatever they had in there. And they have a lot of awesome stuff when it comes to like the Muppets. They actually did have a lot of stuff for Imagineering, also the Disney Parks booth panel as well, plus a lot of stuff when it comes to the Mickey's Runway Railway. The booth wasn't bad to say. I mean, I ended up getting my stuff and that was pretty much it. It was right around 6 o'clock. We did spend an hour pretty much roaming around the halls. There's nothing really much of importance when it comes to what happened the rest of D23. It was pretty much around 6:30, 7 o'clock. It already was the end of the day. And all we did was just pretty much walked around the booth, took some pictures here and there. And that was pretty much it. The D23 Day 2 is pretty much over. To say the least, it was mostly the beginning where we actually checked out the hall that kind of entertained us the most. But the most important one for us was obviously the Hall D23 panel. It does suck that I had to wait from 1 o'clock to 3:30 for me to actually, get into this Hall D23 booth, but it was actually worth it. Me waiting there for 2 hours, literally waiting for a panel to check out what Disney Branded Television has for 2 hours was actually worth it, considering there's a lot of amazing stuff there. Plus, I get to see a lot of celebrities. I don't actually get to see like Michelle Yeoh in person, or Brie Larson in person, or Raven Simone in person. So it was not bad. I was pretty happy with what I had there. Look, if I said I was gonna spend 2 hours pretty much looking at a panel and seeing what Disney TVA has, I'll be down for it. I mean, it definitely was worth the time. It does suck that I couldn't be able to actually go through a lot of the booth, but heck, we have one more day. So we gotta plan accordingly and see what that day will give us. D23 Day 2 pretty much ended there, and now it's time to actually check out what the nightlife has for us in Day 2.